sure that having followed the discussions, based on what you know, what would be your candid submission?
Okay. Well, good evening, Nana, and good evening to our cherished listeners. Now, because of the political terrain and the way we do politics here in Ghana, in particular, in Africa in general, now we have do or die versus all die be die. Now, let's take it from this point of view. You say do and die. What do you mean? What do you say do and die? Now, I'm just going with the definition because it's an English statement. And some of the meaning goes as persist even if death is the result. One of the definitions. Used to describe a critical situation where one's action may result in victory or defeat, or showing or requiring a determination not to compromise or be deferred. So, Nana, when it comes to communicate, when you are putting something out, the way it comes up, everybody will interpret it the way they choose to. So when you put a statement out and a section of the comes up and says this statement is not good, it's not something that has to be made, so there has to be an apology. Unfortunately, in our political dispensation, the politicians don't take that advice to apologize and close the issue. And that is one of the things that is driving this. And I made an experiment, do or die, or die be die. Now, you go back to or die be die. That is a broken English, like pigeon jargon. For instance, somebody say, "Are they go? Are they come?" You wouldn't find that in the dictionary. See, and so all it means is that regardless the way somebody dies, whether you are hit by a car, whether somebody killed you, or whatever, it's all you dead. And I remember that, and I think you also reiterated that. Nana, the present president, came out and said he regrets his comments. And I'm bringing this up to show the kind of politics that we are doing in this country. Oh, all that Bidai came, you ranted and ranted and ranted, and Nana came back to say he's sorry or whatever way he put it. And so, for the tit-for-tat politics, if the former president have said this, he should come out to apologize. And so, looking at it on a tit-for-tat basis, it loses its legitimacy as to, okay, this thing that was said is not really something a former president should say. Like we say in the Akan culture, there are some things that the chief linguist have to say, and there are some things that the chief itself will say. If a member of the NDC, say a communicator or any, has come out to say this, Nana, there wouldn't be all this. But because it came from a former president. And because in Ghana, whether politician, whether a leader in an institution or something, if they do or say something which doesn't fit well with the general public, and the public comes out to request an apology, we don't see that. We need to do it.
All right.
And this is part of the problem.
All right. So, if I may ask, John Mahama is seen in the public eye as somebody who had been very tolerant. The posture, how he had been able to accept the outcome of the court verdict, even though he disagreed. I mean, he had been silent even after that. And many had been praising him for that particular posture. When you heard that from him, were you surprised?
Not necessarily that surprise per se, but I was wondering what delayed. And I'm saying this to mean this, Nana. What do we do at the polling station? What happens at the polling station? All we do over there is counting of votes. They separate the valid votes from the rejected votes, from the spoiled ballots, and then they count it, post it. That's all is done over there. And so why do we have to fight over that? And so when I heard the comment, it's like, okay, you've taken this thing to the court. The court has settled it. You've been quiet, meaning you have accepted it. The country is moving on. And so my question was, what prompted this and the other comments that he made with regards to not trust the judiciary or something like that? And there were other things that were said besides the do or that. And so my question was, why, if you have accepted the verdict of the Supreme Court, all this is not necessary? Because you say you're touring the country to thank the people. And so you just have to bury the hatchet, thank the people, continue to portray yourself in a positive way. Honestly, if I were an advisor to him, this thing wouldn't have happened because I would not let him go this route. And when he chose to do that, he really telling the public that he really didn't accept the verdict. Maybe some influence from other people just let him keep quiet until this came up. And to me, it's like the way we do this politics here, if we will get to the point where, okay, we've done the election, it's been declared, whether it's Party A or Party B or Party C won. And so what we have to focus on as a nation is Ghana, just like they do in the other developed countries. You go to the U.S. now, once the elections is over, you will not even see a single poster at somebody's house or at a job. No. The next thing is that, hey, now we work on America and the American people. And you come to Ghana in particular and in Africa in general, it's like we don't see that the country will come first after elections. and MPP wouldn't see anything good in NDC. NDC will not see anything good in MPP. And that is why we are where we are. I mean, this is 21st century, 63 years. And we're not talking about simple communication, telecom. You're talking to somebody and then they tell you, oh, turn left, turn right. We try to address these things. Now, let me tell you, I am in my own house. When I receive a call, I have to walk around so that I can get a better connection. But these politicians get simply taking us for granted and say and do anything they want because they feel like they can do it. Sometimes it's sad. It is sad, man.
Interesting. Now, this is where we are. And permit me, I want to play some 3 minutes of an interview that the press had with the then candidate Nana Akufo-Addo in 2008 when he lost. I want to play something and then we'll come back for your final commentary on that.